Melanie, have you calmed down yet?
What? About what?
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while. What did you mean, have I calmed down yet?
I mean, have you stopped being angry? Have you thought about what you've done? Do you feel any remorse?
Any remorse? For what?
Oh, what do you mean for what? If you don't start showing some sort of regret or remorse and you don't apologize to me, then I won't be coming back to the house.
Sorry, I don't know what you mean. Can you explain this to me so that I understand what you're talking about?
Oh, you really don't know. You and I had a fight about a month ago, right?
Okay.
And I left the house.
That was a fight?
Yeah, about how messy you are. The fact that you never do the housework. All you do is spend money. You don't do anything around the house. And you don't do anything for me. That's why I left. It's been a month already. I figured by now you would have understood and started to change your ways.
Understood and changed my ways. Aaron, what the heck are you talking about?
I thought if you had changed your ways and promised to be better, I'd be nice and come back to the house. That's what I thought anyway. That's the whole reason I messaged you again. See, I'm a pretty nice guy, aren't I? You always seem so busy with work. I came home so many times after work and you weren't there. I never had any idea what you were out doing.
Well, obviously I was still at work. It was like that before we got married, too. You know I have to do a lot of overtime with my position. So why are you just bringing this up now?
You need to stop putting your job first. You're not thinking about me at all. That's why I left and wasn't talking to you anymore. You were pretty sad when I was gone, weren't you?
No, I wouldn't say I was sad. Just a little surprised.
What do you mean, surprised?
Surprised that that was your whole reason for leaving. Actually, I was a little disgusted by it.
What do you mean by that? My old girlfriend always did the housework for me. She was always thinking about me and doing things for me.
Is that why she ended up cleaning out your bank account and running away? She left without saying goodbye, didn't she? You told me that's why it's better for you if you have a woman who could support herself. That's one of the main reasons you married me, right? Because I have a good job and I could support myself?
Well, yeah, but I think you should at least do a little more of the housework.
You know how busy I am, yet I still tried to help out whenever I could. Though I was busy with work, I still made dinner for you the majority of the time. Wasn't that enough for you? And on my days off, I cleaned the house and did the laundry. You're telling me that's not enough for you?
I want you to make dinner for me every night. Have it waiting there for me when I get home. Just like my previous girlfriend did.
Stop with that. If that's what you want, maybe you should look for a girl who's more like your old girlfriend, don't you think? Anyway, what do you think telling me all this now is going to accomplish? Whatever. Everything's good now, right? You're free and you can do whatever you want. Go find another girl more like what you want and everything will be fine.
What do you mean by that? I'm not free. Can't do whatever I want. Are you saying you haven't thought about what you've done? Or that you don't regret it at all? Why are you being so difficult with me? I can't believe you talk to your husband like that. Don't you think it's a little strange? I'm telling you, you need to start thinking more about me and my feelings. You should show me some respect. You're my wife after all.
What are you going on about with all of this? I have no idea what you're saying. You and I are divorced, aren't we? So none of what you've been saying has anything to do with me now.
What? Divorced? What are you talking about? We're not divorced.
What? You handed me divorce papers, didn't you? And they were already filled out. So why are you acting like you don't know what I'm saying?
That doesn't mean we're divorced. I told you after I handed you the papers and left the house. I explained everything when I texted you, didn't I? I said if you didn't think about what you'd done and start changing your ways, I'd divorce you. I told you that, yet you never contacted me after that. I was wondering what the heck happened. That's why I finally broke down and messaged you today.
Pardon me? I replied to you right away and told you I completely understood, didn't I?
Yeah, you told me that. But that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about now.
I don't know what you mean by that. You said if I didn't change my ways, you were going to divorce me, right? So I assumed that meant we'd have to get divorced. I knew I couldn't change my ways because I was doing as much as I possibly could for you already. That's why I messaged you back and said I understand. It was such a petty reason, too. You were the one who mentioned divorce and handed me the papers. I was a little shocked, but the papers were filled out, so I thought you really wanted it. I read them over, signed them, and submitted them the same day.
Huh? The papers? You submitted them? You're kidding.
I wouldn't kid about something like that. My husband handed me signed divorce papers and left the house, didn't he? The terms in the papers seemed fine, so it was only natural to sign them myself and submit them, right?
What? No. The natural thing to do would be to see if your husband was serious or not. You should have sat down with me after we had both calmed down, and we should have discussed it.
Really? I should have checked to see if you were serious? You went and got divorce papers, filled them out, handed them to me, and then left home. That seems pretty serious to me. And it didn't seem like you wanted to discuss it any further, so I signed them and submitted them. I only had 2 choices. Do even more around the house or divorce you. How dare you tell your wife, who's a lot busier than you, to do all the housework and be home to make you dinner? You know that's impossible.
But my old girlfriend did all the housework and made my meals.
So what? Stop comparing me to your unemployed past girlfriend. I have a full-time job with a lot of responsibilities. She sat around the house all day with nothing to do but the housework.
Look, the bottom line is you don't do the housework and you always spend our money buying things for yourself.
Pardon me? That's a joint bank account. It's not your account. And my salary got deposited directly into it. I work damn hard and make more money than you. So if I want to go out and buy some new clothes or get a manicure every now and then, that's my decision. What's wrong with that? Anyway, this whole discussion is just wasting my time. We're already divorced. I'm done talking with you.
Wait, hold on a minute. Where am I supposed to go?
What do you mean?
I've been out of the house for almost a month now. I thought if I left, you'd be lonely without me. I planned on going back to your house. So what am I supposed to do now? Where will I live?
I don't know. It's not my problem. We're not related anymore.
I've been renting a room from a guy. It was the only place I could find on short notice. It's really expensive for just a room. Can't live here forever. It's really small. I want to go back to your house.
Oh, you're really selfish, aren't you? You were the one who said you're leaving. Now you want to come back? Have you lost your mind?
But I never really thought we'd get divorced.
Then why did you give me divorce papers? Usually when someone goes and gets divorce papers and fills them out, it means they seriously want a divorce, doesn't it?
Fine, then I'm suing you for compensation money.
For what?
For this 100% one-sided, fraudulent divorce. I never agreed to this divorce, and I'm not okay with it. You submitted those papers without my consent. I'll never forgive you.
Without your consent? You went and got the papers, signed them, and handed them to me. Oh, tell the judge how that happened without your consent.
Well, I never told you to submit them.
Now you're just arguing for argument's sake.
Whatever. I'm suing you. I never agreed to it, and you forced me to get divorced. I know you make good money. I'm gonna get $100K from you.
All right, then. You just screwed up big time.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
If you really want to press the subject of compensation money, let's go there. Up until now, I wasn't even going to worry about taking any from you. Well, that's what I thought, at least. I was just going to overlook the whole thing. But you had to go and open your big mouth and try to threaten me?
What do you mean you weren't gonna take any from me? I'm the one who's gonna sue you.
You were cheating on me, weren't you? I knew the moment you started.
Huh? Cheating? What are you talking about? How'd you get that?
How cute. Aw, you two look like you're in love. I knew you were cheating on me, but I was so busy with work. I didn't want to even start thinking about divorce and the headaches that would cause me. And then you were nice enough to go out and get the papers and fill them all out for me. You even packed up all your stuff and moved out without me needing to lift a finger. I was so happy. I was just gonna forget all about your cheating.
You knew I was cheating?
Yeah, of course. And I knew it was with that old girlfriend you were always talking about. I knew you started seeing her again. I was so busy with work, yet it was still so obvious to me. I checked your smartphone for proof, too. You started living with her the day you moved out, didn't you? So I'm assuming she cleared you out and ran away again, and that's why you contacted me. Am I right?
Well, she swindled me again. I never imagined something like this could happen. That woman's a con artist. She's pure evil.
Getting all your money stolen twice by the same woman. You've got to be a total idiot. What did I ever see in you? Anyway, if you wouldn't have threatened to sue me for that obviously ridiculous reason, I would have left you alone. I wasn't going to sue you for cheating on me. But you had to go and be a total idiot yet again. Oh, I'm taking that compensation money from you now.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about?
You cheated on me while we were married. It caused us to get divorced. I have every right to make you pay me compensation money. And to make sure you don't try running from this, I'm gonna contact your parents so they know. And I'll have my lawyer serve you your papers at your company. That'll be a lot easier than trying to track you down wherever you're staying.
What? Compensation money? From me? Now?
That's right. Because you contacted me and started all of this nonsense.
I contacted you because I didn't think you had submitted the divorce papers. I just wanted to go back to the life I had before.
You're crazy if you thought that would happen. Well, you obviously are crazy if you got robbed by that same woman twice.
Melanie, please, I'm begging you. She manipulated me. She tricked me. You were the only woman I really loved.
Oh, don't give me that BS. Regardless of what you say, we're already divorced. The only thing left for me to do now is to collect my compensation money from you. Sorry.
I can't pay you a cent. That evil woman, she cleaned me out. I've got nothing.
And because this is the second time she's done that to you, it only proves how much of an idiot you truly are. When you saw her again, you should have gone to the cops. But instead of doing that, you decided to start dating her again?
I thought she had changed. I honestly never thought she'd do that to me again. I believed her when she apologized. She sounded so convincing that I took her in again.
Oh, I didn't ask for the details. Oh, I'm so glad I got the proof of you cheating on me. So from now on, if you want to talk to me, do it through my lawyer.
Wait. Oh, please, just listen to me.
I'm never messaging you again either. I'm gonna contact your parents and make sure everyone at your company knows what happened. You won't be able to run from me. I'm gonna make sure I get my compensation money from you. So you'd better start working hard and find a way to pay it. Bye-bye. A few days later, Aaron got served the papers at his office. Obviously, everyone knew something had happened. It wasn't long before everyone started asking questions, and the details of what Aaron did became public knowledge. His parents also contacted him about what he had done and told him exactly what they thought of him. Of course, Aaron was hoping there would be a way to get out of paying the compensation money. But because everyone found out what Aaron had done, not only did his parents disown him, but many of his friends and co-workers were also disgusted with his stupidity, and they stopped talking to him. Fearing that Melanie would contact his company and cause more problems if he didn't pay her, Aaron decided to pay all the compensation money to her in one lump sum, so he'd never have to deal with her again. Unfortunately, in order to do that, he had to borrow money from an unreputable firm. Because of that, he didn't have to worry about Melanie anymore. But the next few years of his life would be a nightmare of debt for him. It looks like his own selfishness and stupidity ended up being his downfall. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please press the like button. See you next time.
And why exactly were you acting like that? That was extremely rude. You up and left before we even finished making lunch. I see you don't have any manners at all, do you? I can tell you're pretty much a lost cause. I thought that would be better than messing around with the crazy stuff you were asking. Crazy? Really? I was only trying to teach you how to be a decent wife to my son. Wanting me to dice onions with a blindfold on is going to teach me how to be a better wife? That's absurd. I think you were hoping I cut my finger off. It was trying to train you for the future. What are you going to do when you have kids? A decent wife should be able to keep an eye on her children and make dinner at the same time. If you can't even cut an onion without looking at it, how are you going to be a decent wife and mother? That's ridiculous. I can't believe you. You trick my son into marrying you and you're not even going to be a decent housewife? A housewife? I have a job. I work 8 hours a day. Doing what? Working part-time stocking shelves at a supermarket or something? I know you come from a poor family. I can only assume the best you could do would be stocking shelves, or maybe running the register somewhere, if you're lucky. Pardon me? Your parents are poor, aren't they? Wesley told me so. And he told me when you took him to meet your parents, they served him macaroni and cheese for dinner. No, they didn't. You must have misheard what he told you. Well, that's what he said. And besides, that should be the least of your worries when it comes to them. Are you saying Wesley was talking bad about my family? He wasn't talking bad. He was simply stating facts. He's told me a lot about them. And about you. Like how you're a worthless wife who sits at home sponging off of him, and you won't get out and work no matter how much he tells you to. What? He said that? Wesley's got a bright future and he's going to do amazing things. I know this because he's my son. He has my blood in him. His new startup company is already doing over $3 million a year in sales, and he just bought me a new house. You should thank your lucky stars he married someone like you. He could do so much better than you. Do you not think you should at least get out and work to try to earn your keep? I should get out and earn my keep? That idiot couldn't live without me. I can't believe he married a woman like you. I don't know what the heck he was thinking. I don't want a woman with no common sense giving birth to any of my grandchildren. Well, you know what? I'd be the one ashamed to have any of Wesley's children. I would hate for any of them to turn out like you. I'd feel sorry for them if they did. And with your DNA in them, there's a good chance they would. I was thinking the same thing about you. I'd be ashamed if any of my grandchildren turned out like you. If a brainless, penniless woman gives birth to more brainless, penniless children, it's not going to benefit society in any way. Now you've crossed the line. It looks like this conversation isn't going anywhere. Good day. I see. As soon as things don't go your way, you just run away, huh? It seems on top of everything else, you don't have any backbone either. If that's the case, just divorce my son now and stop wasting our time. Don't you worry. I'm going to have a talk with Wesley right now. Yeah, right. You're scared to divorce him. I know you're just clinging on to him for his money. I've already told him I want you gone. Now I'm telling you. You might just get what you want. But hold your horses. I'm gonna talk to Wesley about this and then decide. Wesley, what the heck is going on here? What have you been telling your mom about yourself? Oh, so you heard about that, huh? What? So it's true then? Now I want to hear straight from you what you've been telling her. I'm sorry, Tina, but I kinda told my mom that I was the owner of your company. You told her what? Why would you do that? I'm the one who hired you, aren't I? I'm the one allowing you to work for my company. Why did you tell her the exact opposite?
I figured you'd find out eventually. And I never intended to lie about everything like that. But you know my mom's kinda crazy. She's got her own view of reality.
That's for sure. I'm glad you see that too.
And she's really judgmental of other people. She grew up in a prissy environment. Her parents were well off and looked down on everyone. She grew up thinking that was okay to do. I think she hates everyone, except me. Maybe because I'm her only child. Maybe that's why she's really nice to me. But she has expectations of me too.
I don't care about that right now. I'm asking about you. Why the hell were you telling her all those lies about me?
I'm trying to explain that. It's the pressure she puts on me. She expects me to be rich and successful. If I can't live up to her expectations, I don't know what she'll do. I'm scared of her. That's why I just happened to blurt that stuff out of my mouth. About owning your company. I wanted to impress her.
I didn't need that long of an explanation. I pretty much assumed that was the reason anyway. And? That's not the whole story, is it?
Huh? What do you mean?
You told her that I'm a worthless wife, that my parents are poor, and that I refuse to work even though you want me to, didn't you? Your mom told me you said that to her.
I didn't mean anything I said. But in front of my mom, I had no choice but to say those things. You know how she gets if she doesn't hear what she wants to hear.
I can't believe this. You're so scared of making your mom angry that you'd throw your own wife under the bus? That's insane! You're pathetic. Aren't you ashamed to still be acting like this at your age?
Shut up! If I had to choose between losing my wife or losing the person who raised me my whole life, I'd choose my wife. And you do come from a poor family. Your parents don't make much money, and you never graduated college. That's all true. You're low class. I'm not being mean. That's just the definition of it, isn't it? This can't be the first time someone said that about you. You've probably heard it your whole life. So what's the big deal now?
Then you tell me which one of us is employing the other's worthless ass. Or have you forgotten? I'm done with you. And you're fired. Don't you dare step foot in my company again.
Huh? Wait, just hold on a minute. If you fire me, how am I supposed to live?
I don't care. Figure that out for yourself.
Wait, this isn't what's supposed to happen. I already promised my mom I was going to divorce you. I was going to go live with her in the house I bought for her.
What?
If I lose my job, how am I supposed to pay for the house? I was barely going to be able to make the payments with my job. I've already signed the divorce papers and had them sent to the house by registered mail. They'll be arriving first thing tomorrow morning. You can have anything you want in the divorce. Just, please don't fire me.
You've what? You mean you actually bought that house you've been talking about wanting? For you and her? You've been planning this divorce for that long. So you decided to divorce me. You bought a house for you and your mom to live in, and then you signed and sent me divorce papers? All without even speaking to me first.
I wouldn't say I decided it so much as my mom decided it for me.
So you're telling me, if I fire you, it's gonna cause serious problems for both you and your mom? You won't be able to make payments on the house you bought for you and her, and therefore, there's a chance neither of you would have a place to live?
It's not that there's a chance. It's for sure. If I can't make payments, the bank will take back the house. And my mom has already moved out of her old apartment. My dad died years ago, and mom doesn't have much of an income. She barely has any of dad's money left. And her family has pretty much all passed away too. She was planning on relying on you and I to help her out.
You and I? I doubt that's what you mean. I think what you meant to say was she planned on relying on me. Because all the money you make comes from me. But I understand the situation. Let me think about it for a bit.
I'm begging you, please think about my future before you decide anything. Otherwise, I won't be able to live.
Of course. I'll think about the future and make my decision.
Have you decided to go ahead with the divorce yet? How long are you going to make us wait for your decision?
Yeah, I talked to Wesley all about it yesterday. I'll have you know that I've decided to divorce him, even though I feel a little sorry for him. You feel sorry for Wesley? You should be more worried about yourself. You were the one who married my son for his money. But he told me you two signed a prenup before you got married, so I know you won't be getting his money. So once you sign the divorce papers, I really don't care what you do. But I suggest the first thing you do is get out of our sight. Yeah, we did sign a prenup. I'm really glad we did. Huh, I know you're not. Stop pretending you're not devastated to be losing all my son's money. I guess your son hasn't told you yet, huh? Told me what? That it's my company. I'm the CEO. He works for me. Huh? I'll be submitting these divorce papers now. I assume you're both okay with that, huh? Seeing as Wesley already signed them. Although it was pretty much you who decided Wesley should divorce me, right? Wait, what did you say? What did you mean when you said Wesley works for you? That so-called startup business that you think Wesley has. It's not his. That's my business. The owner isn't Wesley, it's me. I was employing Wesley. I was paying his wages. What? If you're going to lie to me, at least make it a believable one. The only one making up unbelievable lies is Wesley. Except that I see you actually did believe them, huh? Wesley is so scared of you that he says whatever he thinks you want to hear so you won't get angry at him. If you don't believe me, just ask him yourself. You're telling the truth, aren't you? Yeah, it's 100% true. So, with this prenup and how I filled out the divorce papers, Wesley won't be getting a cent from me. That means I don't lose a thing, and Wesley loses absolutely everything. Oh my God! Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood everything. Let's call off the divorce. Don't submit those divorce papers, okay? No. I'm going ahead with the divorce. I have no intentions of stopping now. Huh? But didn't you just say that you felt a little sorry for Wesley? I did feel a little sorry for him, but not enough that I want to call off the divorce and continue being his wife and employer. And I'm definitely not against getting you out of my life either. But wait, I don't understand. You only went ahead with the divorce because we sent you the divorce papers. That's right. I wasn't looking for a divorce. But then all this happened. I'm divorcing Wesley. I'm ridding myself of that worthless mama's boy and ridding myself of his worthless mama. Whatever. I'll be glad to be rid of you too. But we're keeping this house Wesley just bought. It's not yours. As long as we have that, we'll be fine. Oh, did I forget to mention that I'm also firing Wesley? So, what's your point? If you're divorcing him, it's only natural you wouldn't want to work with him too. Did you misunderstand what I said? I said I'm firing Wesley. I am surprised at your reaction. Like I said, I understand that. He'll be fired. But I'm not worried about that. My son is very smart and an excellent worker. He'll find another job in no time. No, he's not. He's not any of those things. If I were you, I'd be really worried about him making those house payments. What do you mean he isn't an excellent worker? He's my son. Of course he is. The house payments will be fine. Wesley doesn't own that house he bought you. Think about it. I mean, I own a really successful business, and even I can't pay for a house all up front. Wesley bought that house because he got a loan from the bank. That's how most houses are bought. He told me it was only a 10-year mortgage, so those monthly payments are high. How is he going to pay for them? Well, I still have a little bit of savings left, I guess. When I spoke to Wesley, he said you didn't have much left from when your husband died, and that you don't have much income either. In fact, I think he said you decided to move out of the apartment you were living in because you couldn't afford the rent on it anymore, right? Isn't that why he bought you a house? Well, I think I know what happened. I think you had wanted to move in with Wesley and me so you could live for free. But then the thought of moving in with the daughter-in-law you hated so much made you sick to your stomach. So you convinced your son to leave me and buy a new house for you two to live in. Isn't that right? But you had no idea all his money was coming from me. I think you were trying even harder than usual to piss me off lately, weren't you? Just to get me to go along with the divorce faster, huh? None of this is really going to affect me much. But I think Wesley losing his job is going to be pretty devastating for you, huh? How could this happen? How could a woman from a poor family do something like this to us? You're from a below-average family with a below-average education. You're low class. You're a loser. And whose son was being employed by that low-class loser? You can call me a loser if you want. But are you really looking at both of our situations when you call me a loser? Shut up. My family is high class. We're from a long line of high-class people. My family is important, and our lives have meaning. Are you saying my life doesn't have meaning? You're from a family of losers. Stop trying to think you're anything but. Fire Wesley if you want. Then get out of our lives forever. I'll make sure Wesley finds a woman of much higher class this time. I'll make sure he never gets involved with another poor woman like you. I am from a poor family. I never finished college, and I started working full-time when I was 19. But I saved up my money and started teaching myself. I studied harder than most people who do go to college. And by the time I was 25, I had started my own business. Now that business does more than $3 million in sales each year, and it's still growing. Do you really think your son is going to be able to find a higher class woman than me? Well, anyone who would brag about themselves like that clearly isn't a woman of high class. And a woman who would call me a loser after I've so clearly won and she has so clearly lost is obviously just jealous. And to look down your nose on someone just because their parents aren't well off. Someone like that isn't even worth my time. Keep living your high-class, meaningful life as you struggle to pay your mortgage, just like most of lower-class America. Shut up! What's wrong? Is that all you have to say now? Well, enjoy your new house and enjoy your mortgage. Fine. I'll apologize. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please don't divorce my son because of me. I promise Wesley and I will both treat you with respect from now on. Please. No thanks, not interested. Wait, don't do this to us. We're going to lose our house if you go through with this. But according to you, Wesley is really smart and a great worker. He'll have a new job in no time, right? But there's no way he'll be able to find another job that pays enough to cover the monthly payments on this house and all our other living expenses. Yeah, I know that. Especially because Wesley isn't very smart and he's not a good worker. He graduated college, but I'm honestly baffled as to how. He's not too bright. It was hard enough for me trying to find a job at my company that he could actually do. It wouldn't surprise me if he failed a job interview for a dishwasher or a fry cook. How dare you talk about my son like that? I wasn't talking bad, just simply stating facts. If I were you, I'd try to sell that house you just bought and buy a used van to live in. After that, Wesley moved into the new house with his mom. Needless to say, it didn't last long. Wesley tried to find a new job, but he knew he couldn't get a good recommendation from me, and he had no real talent. So his interviews didn't go well. As the months went by, the unpaid mortgage bill started piling up, and they were forced to put the house up for sale. After losing their house, the two were forced to leave the city. They found a cheap little apartment far out in the country, and the two started living there. The two still had quite a load of debt, even after selling their house, and they both had to take multiple part-time jobs to scrape by. I don't know why they insisted on calling themselves high class and calling me the loser. They seem to be struggling just like most people. But what do I know? Maybe they're eating high-class macaroni and cheese for dinner or something. What I do know is, even after the divorce was finalized, Wesley would message me every now and then, trying to get back together with me. But I got tired of it very quickly and ended up just blocking his number. After that, I have no idea what happened to either of them. But as far as I know, Wesley's still living with his mom, the only woman he truly loves. So I guess it is a happy ending for him after all. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please press the like button. See you next time.